Power Plug Radio. Home of your throwback jams.
Good evening. This is Power Plug Radio, and you are listening to the African Queen on Taboo Talk. Thank you for joining us today. And just in case you didn't know, there are several ways that you can listen to Power Plug Radio. We are the home of throwback jams. We are on 24/7. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on Instagram. You can also catch us on Twitter. Go to the Google Store and download the app. You can go to the Apple Store, download the app. And also you can watch us on YouTube. And if all else fails, you can go to www.powerplugradio.com. Thank you so much for tuning in to Taboo Talk tonight. Tonight we have a special guest that I am so happy to see. I have not seen her beautiful face in quite some time. But she is one of the great talents that has come out of St. Petersburg. And this evening, I would like to introduce Miss Siobhan Monique. How you doing, girl?
That introduction, that made my day. You do that every morning for me when I wake up so I can have a good day. That needs to be the start of my day. Thank you for that introduction.
You're quite welcome.
It feels great to be here, to be home.
Yes.
This is where I had my first, with you guys, I did my first radio interview.
That's
I was
right.
shaking and nervous. Oh my goodness.
But you did wonderful. That's when we were on the beat St. Pete,
Yes.
and you graced us with your presence, and we got to premiere your song, and even then you showed your talent, girl. I remember you sold out the African American Museum about 3 nights in a row.
Goodness gracious, I was hitting my stride then.
So tell us, let us know. So what you've been doing between now and then?
You know, the pandemic for me was, I'm going to try to stay positive on it. It was eye-opening.
Okay.
And it was necessary.
Yes.
Because as we're starting to shift gears, I was so wrapped up in goal-oriented into achieving my dreams and my goals, that I wasn't able to separate Siobhan Monique from the persona or the music.
All right.
So the pandemic for me was eye-opening because it allowed me to be able to sit and be still long enough to decipher and determine, like, who is it? Who am I as a woman?
Okay.
What purpose I have on it, like, and how I'm going to achieve that. Because I was starting to get wrapped up in it. It was good for me. It was good for me. I was able to sit with myself, so it was good.
And and to say that that's something that I think everybody's life, they have to do that at one time or another, because we do kind of get wrapped up in work, and instead of being Siobhan Monique, you were, the person. You were Siobhan Monique, that persona, and you have to keep them separated. And as hard as the pandemic has been for people, we are hearing about blessings that has come out of that.
Oh, yes.
So that's one of the blessings.
Yes.
Because you were able to find yourself and do some more music.
And my purpose.
Okay.
Further along my purpose and my dream. So it all things work for good. It works.
So did we get any particular music or anything that came out of the pandemic? Anything new?
Well, during this time, I was able to record my first music video.
Okay.
For Emergency. I was able to record that in LA because I moved to LA during the pandemic. And that in itself was just to be able to look back at how far you come and the things you accomplished, and like we're actually being able to put together a music video.
Right.
And during the time when you had to social distance, and you had to wear masks, and you had to be cautious of your health, you had to be cautious of others, and that was even though that was a challenging moment in time, I was still able to create something. That was a blessing.
Create something, because I've watched it a few times now. Create something that is extremely beautiful. It flows very well put together, professional. So if someone was looking at it, they would not be able to tell that you had to do that under such circumstances as staying 6 feet away from somebody going, hi, I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Oh my goodness. There was a scene in this particular music video where I had to shoot it on the beach, and maybe you guys will be able to see it soon, but I'm standing on top of a mountain and it's about 60 degrees and my train is blowing me like a parachute, so I'm falling off of it, but I'm also getting a little bit closer to a family that wasn't trying to enjoy their time as I'm falling. So they're like interrupting the shot and the scene to say, make sure you social distance, make sure. So I'm sitting there on this mountain thinking you can't even tell that I'm like, that they're in the background because I'm trying to stay focused, and I have a lady, but make sure you're social distancing, and I'm like falling off of the cliff. It's funny now, but it wasn't that funny then. Well, I will say that, no, you can't tell. It was very beautiful seeing all of that. And so you did a really good job without having being blown away. You didn't fall off the cliff, and you social distanced from the people that were screaming in 60-degree weather.
With not much on. Okay, and still looked great. So I think you landed that one. You got that one on the head. So what we're gonna do now, I want to go ahead and we want to do a premiere of the video. So I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Applause.
Okay,
there you go.
Thank you, studio audience, so much. Thank you for coming in tonight.
We can't do it without you. So right now, we would like to do the exclusive premiere of Miss Siobhan Monique's video, Emergency.
I really wanna love you, baby, but this little situation is getting too complicated. Your lack of communication creates an altercation that produces separation. People search and find love to catch a high. Keep on climbing broken ladders, breaking hearts to find out what's inside. Ain't no need to hide. Well. It was never really in our plans, but we let too many hands tell our story and write our truth. Though you don't really understand, got the paper and the pen, this is the story that I'm writing you. Tired of telling fables, fate we had was fatal. Intoxicated with your lies, but in your eyes I see just what's in your eyes. I see just what's in your eyes. I see just what's inside. Tired of telling fables, fate we had was fatal. Intoxicated with your lies, but in your eyes I see just what's in your eyes. I see just what's in your eyes. I see just what's inside. This is an emergency. Me and my baby having problems. I'm gonna need open heart surgery. This gon' take some time to get over. People search and find love to catch a high. Keep on climbing broken ladders, breaking hearts to find out what's inside. Ain't no need to hide. Tired of telling fate we had was fate. Intoxicated with your lies, but in your eyes I see just what's in your eyes. I see just what's inside. What's inside.
Couldn't even tell I was about to be swept off from those very rocks,
Just,
never to be seen or heard
right?
from.
Just swept
again.
away.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But you did a great job. And I want to say congratulations. But you know what? I wouldn't have expected anything else. Every time I see you, every time you do something, it's on the next level. Yeah, you just keep getting, your star just keeps getting brighter. How does that feel?
It feels, today hearing that, I'm able to receive it because I'm present, and I was sharing this with my mother on my way over here. I spend so much time holding on to the past and anxious for the future, and I'm trying to exist in both of those worlds that I can't even receive things that are meant for me. But what you just said, I received it because I was present, and it feels good.
It does. I'm glad I could make you. I'm glad I did.
You made me feel good, so thank you for that.
Yes, of course. And you know, it's not even funny. It was. I have people who, when I posted it up that you were going to be on the show, and when I shared it, it was like, oh, yes. Oh, God, that girl got some talent. Oh, she can blow. She has some horns on her, you know.
Okay.
And so, you know, and it was nice to know that that you come from St. Petersburg. You are from the Burg.
727 all
That's
day.
right, 727. But we were just talking, and you do spend some of your time out in LA.
Yes.
So you're kind of you go back and forth
I'm
between the
bi-coastal,
two.
yes.
Okay.
I'm back and forth between the two. I get my LA fix, and then it's time for me to come back home and get myself centered, get myself grounded, be, reminded of where I am from, what it is I'm supposed to do, and then I go out in the world and I do it. And then I come back home and then I go back out in the world. So it creates a nice little ebb and flow, a nice balance.
You found a routine.
I'm finding, yes.
And that's what you need. You need that routine. And it's good because, I'm glad to hear that you say you found that balance because, we have so many talented people in this world who don't have that balance and they burn out.
Right.
And unfortunately that light goes out much, much earlier than it should, and we could sit here all night and just name people that, we know. I know the first one that comes to mind for me is Angela Bofield, and that woman, could you imagine what she could have done if that light hadn't gone out for her? So I'm so happy that you found that center and that balance here. And I know that your family and your mama is a big part of that.
Very, very supportive. And to piggyback off of what you were saying about people not being able to find the balance is so important for artists because you're entertainers and because you want so desperately to please other people. You're a people pleaser. You're an entertainer. That's what you do. And you have to be able to take time out to be able to know thyself, to be able to be balanced. So that's why I was saying before that it was good for me to be able to experience the pandemic because it allowed me to be able to sit, with myself, to know thyself. But a lot of people get wrapped up into the character or the role that they're playing or the persona. And it's so easy to get lost in that. And then before you know it, your light is out before it even really got a chance to shine.
Yes.
So. But
we know now that you found that balance, and I'm like I said, because your star just keeps getting brighter.
Thank you.
We want to see. I want you to be able to shine so the whole world, sees, our 727 angel.
Yes.
I think that would be great. Yes. So tell me a little bit about your song. Tell me what inspired it and what it. We got to. Okay, so the inspiration behind your song and your video. So where did this all come from?
I mean, from turn beauty, from ashes. So it was a painful experience for me. Okay. And the experience itself, the physical part of the experience wasn't the most painful part. The things that I've had to physically go through in that relationship, I can endure the pain, but the reality, the harsh reality, and the realization of this isn't for me. After such a long time of trying to force it and make it be a certain something or change myself to fit or to make it work or overextend myself for the sake of loving that person.
Right.
I was in a space in a matrix where I was essentially lying to myself, and the more I was lying to myself, I was getting further and further and further and further away from who I was.
Okay.
And losing myself for the desire to be loved. That wasn't the painful part. The painful part was realizing that wasn't for me. Like actually taking in, like, this is not for me. And then from that, being able to see it for exactly what it was.
Right.
That's where the phrase, this is an emergency, came from. Like, this is what it's making me feel like, the realization that I'm having and what I'm going to have to do to get out of this situation. This is a 911.
Okay.
This is an emergency. I'm going to need open heart surgery after this because I don't know how I'm going to get over this. Like, this is a lot. And it happened all like in a trifecta at the same time. So from this harsh relationship and getting and lying to myself and going further and further away from myself, the realization and the acceptance and all of that went into it, it created an emergency.
Did the song, by writing the song, did it help you heal?
I think that it started the healing process.
Okay. All right.
It started the healing process. I'm still healing, you know, and the more that I'm able to be on amazing platforms like this and speak to other people about it and share my gift and creativity, I will continue to heal. And
that's the good thing.
Yeah.
And you know, it's good because you have an outlet. You're able to put your feelings and your emotions into words. Right. And the great thing about it is I love music. I've always, I grew up, you know, around it. And your song, someone's going to hear it and it's going to help them, you know, and that's great. I can't tell you how many songs when I've gone through a breakup or when I've gone through something that was made me sad, either the music spoke to me because it like, oh my God, she felt the same way I felt, or it gave me hope for, you know, what's coming in the future. Yeah. And I love the way you write and you sing, you express yourself and you tell a story. Right. And that's what I'm used to. I like old school music. Well, unfortunately I call it old school, but you know, Jill Scott from back in the day, India Ari, but then I could still go way, way, way back, you know, go to the 60s and the 70s, but it was always a story. Right. You know, and when you listen to music, you know, being an artist yourself, when you hear someone else's music, like a Jill Scott or an Aretha Franklin, what do you hear? What does it do for you? Well, I first think, you know, just the strength that it takes a person to be able to tell their story. Right. Because a lot of people don't tell their stories because of guilt and shame and fear and all of those things that we create, and most of those things don't even really exist, but that's a whole nother podcast. But the strength that you have to even be able to come to the forefront and say, this is my story and this is my song, then therefore it transfers over to another person, and it's a gift to them. Right. And it encourages them to tell their story and tell their song. So then it becomes the gift that keeps on giving. But when I think about Jill Scott, I mean, and you know, the Lauryn Hills and the Erykah Badu and the Nina Simone and the Etta James and the Angela Bofields and the Anita Bakers and the Aretha Franklins and the Whitney Houstons and we could just get India Ari and Angie Stone and Janet Jackson, and we just Janet. You know, think about all of them. I mean, all of those women, despite everything that they've been through, and each one of them had a particular story where they had to. Yes. I mean, they had a great gift, but the burden was just as great. Yeah. They were able to tell their stories, and look at all of these brave women coming together, standing up, and telling their stories. Look at what it is. It's become a timeless piece of work. Well, now you're a part of that group, girl. Don't have me shouting because I'm about to. I'm gonna run out the door. Look, but now you can add yourself to that group, you know, and because you're right, all of them, they have shared their stories, and not only did that sharing of those stories help them heal. I mean, you know, I may get shot for saying this. I'm not a big Beyonce fan, but I'm gonna tell you, girlfriend healed with that Lemonade. That's what she needed to do, and that's what she did. Beyonce, if you're listening to this, I love you. You have to respect this woman's work
ethic.
Yes.
You have to respect her discipline.
Yes.
You got to respect her grind. That is what has been essential to making her the greatest of all time. This woman's worth ethic and her discipline super exceeds, to some people, I'm not saying this for myself, but to some people, her talent. But look at where it's gotten her. So respect to you, Beyonce, all day. Queen B.
Queen B. I know my daughter's probably like, yes. Oh my God, that she is in love with her. So we do have a couple of comments for our people who are watching. We got a whole bunch of amens on what's been said.
Okay.
But we also got one comment says balance is so important. The lack of balance causes depression and so many other negative effects. And that is so true. That's why I'm so happy that you have found that balance between you bi-coastal, you keep going back and forth, look, that's a good thing. And somebody that you and I share in common, Miss Kamara Garrett Cooper.
Yes.
She
my
said,
lovely aunt.
Yes.
Lovely aunt.
She says, and that's my classmate. We go way back to elementary school. Mm-hmm. She said, great interview, and I glad you're here to share this with us. And you are an inspiration to be able to see to the young people. And like not so long ago, you was one of those youngins.
Yesterday. Yes, just yesterday.
But to be able to show, your dreams can come true. Yes, you're from St. Petersburg, which some people think is some little, town somewhere. Right. No, we produce.
But not to interrupt you, to take it to a step further, your dreams will come true.
Yes. You just have to believe it.
Your dreams will come true. I'm saying that to myself. But hopefully somebody, resonates with this. But not only can your dreams come true, but they will come true.
How does it feel knowing that you're now one of the people that can inspire someone that just maybe 5 or 6 years ago you were in their shoes? How does that feel?
Today, before I got here, I did a meditation. And in the meditation, the person who was guiding you through the meditation, they asked you to sit up on a stage and welcome your younger self on stage.
Okay.
And thank your younger self, and for your younger self to thank you, and say whatever you wanted to say to your younger self, and vice versa. And to answer your question, when I am more overly proud that I am somebody who was once in those shoes, but now I'm on the opposite end of the table. I'm somebody that my younger self is proud of.
That's great. Well, your younger self should be.
But that in itself, to me, is just like it makes me teary, because my younger self, I'm proud. She's proud of me, Yes. So to further extend it from me now being on the other end of it, after 5 years ago being in a certain position, I'm also, take it even further, somebody now that my younger self is proud of.
That means that all of those goals and those dreams that you had all those years ago, you can look back at your younger self and say, we did it.
We did it, Joe. We did it.
And you're going to take all of those talents, and you have a show coming up.
I have a show coming up. I have a show coming up, and like you previously stated, every time it gets greater, it gets bigger, it gets grander, it reaches the masses. This particular show that I have coming up is a festival style concert experience.
Okay.
So things that you would see at a festival will be here at this concert. So it is called Motherland. Motherland is the return, the renewal, the release, bringing things back to focus, bringing things back to center, bringing things back to what really matters, and it is the community, it is unity, it is love, it's enlightenment, It's all of those positive things that create that balance. It's bringing it back to the middle. So that's what Motherland is. And it'll be 20 vendors there.
Okay.
If you go on the Motherland Facebook page, we are right now patronizing our vendors and introducing our vendor village. We also have about 10 food trucks that will be in attendance. And it's all what your dietary needs. We covered all that. We covered the whole end of the spectrum. There will be something for everybody and anybody, no matter what you got going on. You'll be able to come there, and break bread.
Okay.
We also have a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and actually I met her in LA, but she's a St. Petersburg native as well.
Okay.
Her name is DJ X Honey. This will be her first time DJing in her hometown.
Oh, wow.
Because her career really took off when she went to LA.
Okay.
So now she's bringing it back home to come and share her gift and her talent with the city that she grew up in. We have Queen of X, who, if you remember,
my girl, yes. yes.
Oh, hell, the queen. Yeah, no, we have Queen of X. She will be kicking the show off. And I really wanted to be able to, because it's been such a minute since we've been able to play together. I wanted to shout out my band, and I wanted to give them the spotlight and that they so deservingly deserve, if that even makes sense. So I wanted, because it's been a minute since we'd all been able to just get it out.
Okay.
You know, so I am highlighting the core pieces of my band. So the beginning of the show is going to start off with the instrumentalists.
Okay.
We have a horn section. We have bass guitar, lead guitar, auxiliary keys, drums, upright bass, and they're going to kickstart the show. And they're the Negro Ninjas. It's Siobhan Monique and the Negro Ninjas. They are the Negro Ninjas, all male band, coming to you right in your face, just giving you Afro, with Parliament Funkadelic. We're doing Roy Ayers. We're doing Fela Kuti. We're doing Tower of Power.
Oh my goodness. You just got it. They gonna just jam. Oh wow. Okay.
By the time I get on stage, I might not even be able to. Y'all gonna have to hold me up. And then it transitions from them to my backup singers. I call my backup singers the Jubilees, because them boys can sing.
Okay.
So I call them the Jubilees. It goes to my backup singers, and then they are going to go ahead and give you everything that they have to give. And then we're all going to come on stage together, Siobhan Monique and the Negro Ninjas, and we're going to give y'all a show of all shows. And on this night, I will be releasing my album, Jane Doe, and I will be singing music. Can I get the studio audience in on this?
Look.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go.
No, you. No, you. Thank you. I will be releasing my album, Jane Doe. I will be singing some of the songs from the album. And yeah, it's going to be, fire breathers. Sorry. Fire breathers, aerialists, drummers, stilt walkers, dancers, and a live muralist will be there as well.
Oh wow. Okay, so give us date, time.
Yeah. That's important. I'm like, and thank you so much for coming. Goodbye, good night. It will be on November 6th, across the street from the Carter G. Woodson Museum in downtown St. Petersburg, Florida. Let me read the address for you guys. We got the flyer, but let me read the address for you. It is 2240 9th Avenue, South St. Petersburg, Florida, 33712. It is across the street from the Carter G. Woodson Museum.
Okay.
Directly adjacent from where the Black Lives Matter
the
mural
yes.
is, that field.
Right.
Over there is where we will be doing this festival concert experience.
Okay.
Concert festival. You know what I'm saying.
We know.
And from 6 to 8 p.m., we're going to patronize the vendors.
Okay.
Let people get their food. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your blankets, come get relaxed, listen to the DJ, catch a vibe. And then from 8 to 10, the show will begin. Okay. And that's the Queen of X, me, the Negro Ninjas, the Jubilees. And if y'all don't come for anything, come for this dress that I'm wearing, because let me tell you something right now. This dress,
girl, let me tell you,
it needs a section of its own in the show. I don't even have to sing. I'm gonna just stand there for 45 minutes
and just let people
and just model off the dress. Y'all come and see the dress.
You have, I have seen you you come out on stage, and yes, before you can even open your mouth, every time what you have on is a showstopper. And then you open your mouth and people are like, oh, dang, I get the music too.
Bring out the corner. Slay. Yes.
So you're not gonna let us down. We got another dress to look forward to.
Yes, you
so
do.
I know you're gonna have the beautiful makeup and the jewelry and then the dress, and then you're gonna open your mouth and all that beautiful song is gonna come out.
The glory of the Lord.
There you go. So where can we get tickets and when do they go on sale?
Thank you for asking these questions because I always miss the important information when I'm trying to sell people stuff. You can purchase tickets online.
Okay.
At my website, which is ancestralfunk.com. So you can go to ancestralfunk.com, and on the website, located on the website, you will see the flyer. Click on the flyer. You can purchase tickets. Tickets are $50 a ticket. Kids 12 and under are free. We have things there for the kids. We'll have face painters and all the whole 9 yards. But yes, kids 12 and unders are free. Okay, Uncle Derek, you said spell it.
Yep, I was getting ready to tell you.
It's spelled ANCESTRALFUNK.com. So ANCESTRALFUNK.com, ancestralfunk.com.
I first of all, like I know your uncle is proud of you, and he said, "Hey, boo."
Yeah.
And your auntie, and I know your whole family.
It's my village. I'm grateful for my village.
And they've been so supportive of you, and I want to say thank you so much. I mean, because you coming to grace my show. Look, when I got that text message saying Siobhan's one, okay, I am like, okay, that's fine with me. You know, I was like, this is my little sister. This is my girl, and I like I said before, we are so proud of you. Thank you for bringing your music.
Thank you for creating this platform.
Of course, and thank you for bringing your music home.
Yes,
you know, you don't forget about home. You take care of home, and you love home. So
that's why I go away.
And come back.
Yeah, I can't forget about home.
So once your album goes on sale, where can people buy it?
All streaming platforms.
Okay, so
it'll be everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just type in Jane Doe, Siobhan Monique Jane Doe, and the album will be out. I'll be releasing the album at that time. I will be handing out flyers with QR codes on it at the festival, so people can be able to download the album with whatever apps they have available on their phones. It will be everywhere. Anywhere you turn, you're going to see it. It's going to be in your sleep. It's going to be when you wake up, when you brush your teeth in the morning, when you go to bed.
And it's going to be on Power Plug Radio.
And it's going to be on Power Plug Radio.
Look, we may be home with your throwback jams, but if you come back when you release the album, we will play some of the songs then.
The album, the reason why I titled the album Jane Doe.
I was going to ask you that.
The reason why I titled the album Jane Doe is because I've had so many of my close family and friends and those people, that same village that, you know, that's commenting and encouraging me and supporting me and telling me, you know, to spell it out and say it again. And that same village, I allowed them to listen to the album, and everyone was able to take away something different from the album.
Okay.
So much so to the point where it made naming the album that much more difficult.
Okay.
So, I was talking to my mom, and she's like, it's getting close, you know, closer to the time for us to release the album. What are you going to name the album? And by this time, I done called it everything from A to Z. I mean, it's had like 50 different names. And I was like, Ma, you know, I don't have a name for this album. The identity and the interpretation is left up to the listener. Okay. So why don't we just call it Jane Doe?
Makes sense.
You name the album,
right,
because it's going to touch and pull on heartstrings based upon your personal experiences and your journey and your walk. And every song, it's a different genre of music on each song. Okay. You know, so I have a song where I'm singing classical and rapping. You know, I'm doing spoken word. I have a song where I have a island theme, you know, Jamaican inspired. I got the drums. I have a song that's R&B. I got a song that's neo soul. I have a song that's classic jazz. You know, like I have songs upon songs upon songs. So you have different genres. You have a melting pot of just different emotions and feelings, and it's going to resonate with you, and you can name the song. I'll leave that up to you. That's my special gift to all of those who listen. You can title the song however it touches and pertains to your personal journey and your personal walk.
Yeah, I like that, because you spoke so much truth just in that statement that you said. Music does, just like if you are a church-going person, a Bible verse is not going to touch me the same way it's going to touch you.
Right.
And it's the same way with music.
Right.
And to allow your listeners to give a name to your album. You should put it out there. We need to do that and say, hey, y'all, once y'all come in and listen to this, and we need you to tell us what you named the song and why. We're going to do that next time you come on the show. Yeah. Gonna have some people call in.
Yes. That would be great. So when I do the Unplugged album release, after this concert, I'm gonna have a concert of just like my music, my album. I want y'all to be there.
We will be there. You tell us and we'll be there.
We'll go live and people can continue to give it different names.
There you go. That sounds like a plan to me. Before we leave, we only got a few more minutes. What's in your future? What do you have planned for the rest of 2021 and beyond?
As it stands now, we're going to do Motherland. I'm going to release my album. This project in itself is taking so much work that I'm probably going to go like on an island somewhere and sip a Mai Tai for like a couple weeks. But then after that, when I come back, I will have 3 concerts. I will have one in the springtime.
Okay.
It'll be my Unplugged concert, Siobhan Monique Unplugged. I'll be performing the entire album Jane Doe with the entire band.
Okay.
Then in the summertime, what I'll do is have Siobhan's Book of Song, and it'll consist of all of my favorite music.
Okay.
Of all time.
Okay.
At a show.
There you go.
Maybe 2 or 3 nights, and then I'm going to do another Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu tribute concert.
Cool. Yes.
In the summertime.
Was the bomb.
I want to switch it up, and I want to try to hopefully, I want to be able to do it in front of like a symphony. Like I want to have orchestral like works, but with their music and their lyrics and their so you'd have strings, and oboe and cello and flute and all these just different beautiful sounds.
Okay. All in there with the rest of with the songs. I think that sounds like
that's coming up.
Wonderful.
Y'all have to stay tuned. I'll give you the dates really, really soon because I'm finalizing some things. But those are the next 3 projects that I want you guys to look out for.
And we look forward to it. And as you know, Power Plug Radio will be there to help and support in any way we can.
I love you, Power Plug.
We love you too. I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. Of course, it was a pleasure having you, and it was great seeing your beautiful face again. Yes. And we want to say thank you to our guest, Siobhan Monique, for being here and debuting her new video. And thank you for listening to Power Plug Radio.
Love you, Power Plug.
This is Taboo Talk, and I am the African Queen. Thank you, and have a good night.
Good night.
You're listening to Power Plug Radio, home of your throwback jams.